You're watching a Love Jack video.
If you're like me, you're busy, and you don't have a lot of idle time where you're just sitting around thinking, what should I do now? I found the best way to make sure life doesn't just fly by without me being able to have a moment to take some time for myself and create is to schedule it in. Welcome to Plan Your Creative Time. It's January. In this video, I'm gonna show you my planner system, how I set it up, and the products I use. We're going to talk about how to turn to-dos into creative opportunities and the benefit to chunking up your time. I'll show you how I came to this method and how I use it most efficiently. We'll end the video with this month's creative challenge, words. I'll explain it all in a little bit. Right now, let's get to it. Hi guys, welcome to Plan Your Creative Time, January. Before I get started, let me tell you my planner system and what I use. I love the Get to Work book, and I've been using it. This is my third year now. But what I didn't love was how heavy it was. So I could show you, this was my first one, this was my second one, and now what I do is I ordered the unbound version, and then I hole punched it and put it in this binder. So this is the whole year. I then pull out 3 months at a time and put them in this book, which is what I carry around with me wherever I go. Now, in addition to this, because I love to have a blank space, I've been using these notebooks, which are awesome. They're Canson mixed media paper, so the paper is thicker, so I could watercolor on them and really I like the idea of a blank page, so then I could write whatever I want. So I've been using both of these things combined, and you could see this fits perfectly inside this. So I could take it to go, it fits in my bag, it's super easy, and it's a lot lighter. So that's been my system. So I'm gonna show you, right now I'm gonna switch it out from October, November, and December to January, February, March, so I have those with it. As I said, am a paper hoarder, so I enjoy looking back at what I did before. So some of you will probably say I should probably throw these away because why do I need to keep them? But I don't know, I haven't been able to do that yet. So I'm gonna go through and switch it out. So January, February, March. I'm gonna take out of here, super easy. That way I have this all right here. So for this video, there are two things I'm going to focus on because they have worked for me and I hope they will work for you. The first one is to take your to-dos and turn them into creativity. I do this throughout my life in so many different ways. One way is my daughter's lunch, but the way I want to start with now is my planner. I use my planner as a way to be creative. It is my literal to-do list, and I'm using it to get creative. Looking at a pretty to-do list or a colorful to-do list makes me more inspired to do the things and enjoy them. Here are some tricks that I use. So I like to use this as space to paint and to watercolor and to get my creative ideas out and put them on here. That's why I was saying I love this book because it has a blank page and I could just make it look like I want to look. I love a sticker, I love a watercolor. Those are like my two main things. I also really love stamps, but to be able to have the time to like stamp and have an ink pad is like a lot more work. But to be able to just have this with me and then a pack of stickers, super easy. So that's my first way. I kind of always have this on me and then this also, so that I feel like if creativity strikes, if I have an idea, I could always put it down in this book. Here's something I learned this year. Starting in September, both my kids are in school, so I thought I'd have all the time in the world to do everything. And in reality, that's not true. And then also, because my time wasn't chunked, I didn't have these like concentrated nap times, I wasn't being as productive as I was when the kids were home with me, which is crazy. So what I found is that if I purposely chunk up my time, I can get more done. I started tracking my time and what I was spending it on and what I had planned and when I was actually doing it, just to get a better sense of like how my day was going. So then I started writing the time here and trying to chunk it up into blocks, and that has really helped me. So that's my plan moving forward, to do more of that. So the tip is chunk up your time and use like 1 hour to do one specific thing, and then only do that. Don't try to check email, don't try to like do other things, just focus on that one thing. That has really helped me. I realized that if I wake up a little bit early, I have some me time, so I'm gonna block off the morning part. This is before we leave for school, to have some creative time for myself. Now sometimes that's just like zoning out and thinking in the shower, but I still think like that counts as like time for me and time to be creative and to dream up those dreams. So this is like, this section here is my morning time. And I really think by sectioning it off and seeing it there on the calendar, I can see like, oh, what can I do in that like small period of time that can make me happier? These are the hours where my kids are in school, so I'm really trying to work during those times and make that as efficient as possible so I can enjoy the time with them after school. I also feel like after school is a great time to get creative with your kids. I also suggest while you're doing this, normally you could listen to a podcast or listen to some music and think of other ways to bring in more creativity. Use all your senses when it comes to creativity, and hearing is a perfect way to do that. Listen to music, listen to podcasts, listen to something that inspires you. Listen to this YouTube video. Maybe right now you're also planning your day. So my tip here is to really look at your schedule and put in all your obligations first, and then you'll see the areas that are open for you to fit creativity in. I'm also going to section off the bottom of the page for time after the kids go to bed, because what I want to do this year is to use some of that time to like really sit down and be creative, and then other times go to bed early. So essentially this time here is when the kids are awake. This is my time before the kids wake up and my time after the kids go to sleep. By chunking up my time and setting it up this way, I can see where I have extra time. So the key is to chunk it up and then fill in your actual to-dos, your obligations, your daily tasks, and put them in there. You're always gonna have to do them, so knowing them and getting an idea of them and inserting them into your calendar will let you see just where you have space to get creative. If you don't see any space, that's when it's time to take some things off your to-do list. And now, I'm gonna use my supplies. Another part of sitting down and planning this is to make this part creative, so I'm gonna use my supplies. I just got these two packs from Hobby Lobby. This is an Amy Tangerine sticker pack, and this is a Dear Lizzy sticker pack, and I love them both. I've used some of them already, but this is the thing. When you buy stickers, you should use them, and sometimes I like to buy them and stick them in the drawer, and that's not helping. So I'm gonna use these two sticker packs and decorate my planner. The other thing to think about here is that sometimes I get so overwhelmed by all the stickers I have, so just limiting it to like 2 packs, or even I could just do 1, it would make me be able to be more creative and just use what I have and just use this limited time to be creative. Another reason I love the Get to Work book is it has these 3 goals right here. So beginning every week I write down what my 3 goals are. So this here, and to fit more creativity in my life, I'm gonna use one of these spots always to be creative. So one of my 3 goals each week is gonna be something creative. Let's focus on January as a whole. I'm gonna look back because I've saved them and I'm hoarding them. I might as well look back and see what I did the 2 Januaries before. So I'm gonna do that just to get an idea of like what can actually get done. So I was really using time for my one little word. I was finishing up my December daily. Look how colorful this is. This is when I was crossing things off when things were watercolored. I was focusing on my blog. I was teaching my art class. Georgia's birthday, this is a thing to remember. So now I have to make sure I'm planning Georgia's birthday in January because her birthday's in February. One little word on my blog. So it seems like 2 years ago, I was focusing on one little word and my blog. Now let's see what I was doing last year. Organizing the art room, capsuling wardrobe. January seems to be like very much about resolutions. More capsule wardrobe, organize my work stuff, my art class stuff. So, this is Georgia's birthday invitations. Okay, so basically looking at the last 2 years, this is what I need to be working on. One little word stuff, December daily, and Georgia's invitations. Those are my creative stuff. Plus now I have my art class that I have to teach, and that takes up, you know, a good amount of time. That's my work. Okay guys, do you use Google Calendar on your phone or you use your phone app calendar? I've been kind of using both, and I think I like the Google Calendar better. So I'm just gonna go through my Google Calendar and write down the things that I have to do. And I'm gonna do it in black and white so that it kind of just fits in with the rest of it. And then I can fill the fun stuff with color. So this is what I have to do. This is the way, when I'm looking at the calendar, I can see what's going on. Now I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna add more stickers based on what's happening. And then also add some like fun words and color to kind of vision board it out. Our creative challenge for January is words. I love Ali Edwards' One Little Word, and I'm using that for the whole month of January to just put more words and intention into my month to hopefully help those things happen. My one little word for the year is collaborate. because I want to do things more with other people, other companies, other friends. I feel like whenever I do something with someone else, I'm happier. Whether it's like go to the gym with someone, or have coffee with someone, or work on a project with someone. I'm always happy when I'm collaborating, so I want to do more of that in 2018. That is my word for the year. Let's start by using our planners. I'm gonna use my monthly spread of my Get to Work book and fill it up with as many words I can think of that I want to embody January. I encourage you to also use your planner or a notebook or something that you have with you at all times that you could look through throughout your day. You could also write this on a regular piece of paper and hang it somewhere that you will see throughout your day. I truly believe in the power of words and creating the life you want to live. The other thing I really like by using my planner to be creative is it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just moving on. Every day is gonna go by, so if you don't love it, just turn the page and the next day will happen. The next month will happen. It's not a permanent thing. It gives you the freedom to just be creative. I really feel like taking the time to look at this ahead of time and see how you wanna, what you'd love your month to look like will help get your month there. It will help you create the life you want by taking the time to sit and just picture it. Once it starts, it's gonna go so fast, and next thing you know, the month's over. So by taking like at least maybe just like 10 minutes and sitting down and looking at the month and seeing like what you want it to be, it's more likely to get there than it just flying by. It's gonna fly by either way, so you might as well take the time to like look at it and get ready for it to fly by than for it just to go by and it's over. So when I watercolor, I like to just use my own handwriting and not worry too much about it. And then I go back over with a Sharpie and kind of outline the words, and I feel like that's what makes it pop and look cohesive. And that way I could just write it and I don't have to worry about it being perfect. I just write it, and then even like filling in this background area will look so much better once I outline it in Sharpie. So that's like one of the tricks that I like to do when I watercolor, because then I can just really enjoy it. And I decided to add some turquoise so that it matches this cup, because in January, one of the things that I want is to stay warm, because we live in Brooklyn and it just started getting really cold. So maybe by me writing stay warm, I will actually stay warm. I'm also gonna write share memories because I really wanna finish these December daily albums, and as part of the Love Jack Scrapbook Challenge of 2018, that's what I'm starting with because it just happened and it's easier for me to get going, and I think that will help me get the ball going quicker. See, and even here, like my A's aren't the same, but I don't care. I'm gonna go and do the outline thing, and then it's gonna look awesome, trust me. Here's another tip. I like kind of combining two colors. So this is like a turquoise. Right, it's fun. It's almost like the same as that cup. That's what I'm going off of. All this is off that little coffee or teacup. I guess it's a teacup, there's a tea bag in it. But then I also like to add a little bit of like another green. I think it gives it a little bit more texture. And I don't know, makes it feel more cozy. And you can see from my words, I got a lot of cozy, cuddle, share together. It's all about like collaboration, which again is my one little word this year. And I'm hoping by doing this, it will help bring it to life a little bit more. And it's like the simplest thing by having these watercolors and just painting. It's not perfect, but just by doing it really makes me feel inspired and makes me excited about creating other things. And then when I look back at it, it'll make me happy. So that's what it looks like right now, right? Kind of fun, kind of cool, but now I'm gonna go over it. Usually I would use a Sharpie. I would use a black ultra fine line Sharpie, but that bleeds through the Get to Work book, so I'm gonna use this pen that my friend gave me, and it's called Rainbow. And they kind of look like pencils, but it's really just a ballpoint pen. But I like how it writes, so that's what I'm gonna use to go over it. I'm doing this right now. It's a Friday, it's on Christmas break. My husband's playing with the kids in the other room, and I took about 40 minutes to myself to do this and to make this video for you, and also just take a moment to like look at the week. Normally, I probably won't have this time, so I'm taking advantage of it because I do right now. And whenever you have the time, I say take advantage of it. It doesn't have to be the same every week. It doesn't have to look the same all the time. Whenever you can get it, take it and enjoy it. One of my values from Life with Intention Online is indulge and recharge. And by taking just these like a little bit of time, which is probably more time than I normally get, and really indulging in it, it's recharging me. and that's really important. All right, here's what my month looks like. These are the words that I really hope will embody January. I have plan together, read together, cozy dates, share memories, stay warm, believe in yourself, cuddles, make a plan, family, love, family, can't stop the feeling, hustle. And again, my word of the year is collaborate. So I wrote that down the side. So now, throughout the month, as I'm using my actual to-dos, I can always flip back here for a little inspiration and just to touch base with myself and make sure I am living the life I want to live. Seeing those words, reading them again will inspire me to make sure we do plan a date. Like we're going on a date this month, I want to do it. And sometimes life gets so busy and you forget, but if you wrote it down, and then see it quickly, you're like, yes, let me make a date. Why not do it on one of these days where I wrote it? Good idea, self. Here are a couple more things that I plan on doing throughout the month that I encourage you to do as well. First, keep your eye out for words. See if there are any signs, literally, that really speak to you that you want to remember. Quickly take a picture of it with your phone. The easiest thing to do with these photos is to create a folder on your phone and put them all in one place. Then, if you need some inspiration, you could go back and look at them. Second is to tear out words from a magazine. I love a vision board, I love collaging, so this is right up my alley. I'm gonna make sure in my schedule I put time to do that, because if I don't put it in my calendar, it will never happen. It's always something I love doing, especially this time of year, so I'm gonna do it this week. I hope you do too. And number 3, you could turn a word into art and then mail it. This is another part of my YouTube channel and I'm really excited about it. Each Monday I'm gonna post a video for you guys of a card that I'm going to make this month, all inspired by words, starting this Monday. Be sure you're subscribed so you can get notification of those videos as soon as I post them. Alright guys, that's January. I hope you liked this video. I hope you were inspired. I hope you got some tips. And I would truly love to know what words you wrote down to fill up your January. So please leave a comment below, or better yet, follow me over on Instagram. My name there is LoveJackCards. Please tag me in a photo or a comment and show me the words you wrote down for this month. And don't forget to check back in on Monday when I post the first video of our Make Art to Mail series. I'm so excited about this one. There's a lot of tips and techniques, so I hope you will tune back in and I hope you love it. All right guys, happy January. We'll see you later.